Hello FlossTube, my name is Tamara and I am very glad that you are here on my channel and you are watching my video. In today's video I wanted to show you what has been happening in my cross-stitch life lately, so as I used to do in all my videos. Okay, let me start with such a project, the Charming House of Lindy Mouse by Just Nan. I have stitched a little bit from this project, so this one I started in autumn. And I said that this is going to be a project which I won't rush, because usually when I'm stitching none, I'm like this. I'm starting, I'm like stitching until I'm not finishing. But this one, first of all, the house has four how to say, parts, yes? For walls, yeah, this is the word I was looking for. It has 4 walls, and each wall represents a season, so starting with autumn, winter, spring, and summer. And it has like the top of the cube, which is the attic rug, as it was said in the instructions, and this one is the bottom, where it says for every stitch there is a season and the year. I had everything stitched here except the spring part and the summer part. My plan was to stitch the spring part and maybe start and stitch something from the roof, because there are 4 parts, 4 triangles of the roof which I have to stitch. But I had the inspiration and I stitched both walls. I stitched the spring wall and I stitched the summer wall. So this would be the spring wall, as you can see. What I like about this project is the fact that whenever you don't have a lot of time for stitching, for example, let's say you have some 20 minutes, yeah, which you really can offer to stitching, but stitching something larger, it's not enough. It's like you don't feel like you say, oh, come on, I'm going to stitch a little bit, I will not make any difference. But here, if you start stitching on this design, you make the difference, because you know, in those 20 minutes, for example, you can stitch this part of the tree, this branch, for example. In those 20 minutes, you can stitch the greenery of the leaves of the tulips. You can stitch a part of the door. So yeah, this is the way I stitched these parts, and I liked it because how to say, unnoticeable for me. This one was like going on, and suddenly I stitched 2 parts. So here on the spring wall, so there is the door, because it's a house and the door is here on this side. There is the door, and there is a part. Why do I say a branch? Because the other branch is here on winter, and when I'm going to stitch them together, apparently it should like look nice together. It should look nice. And then there are some tulips, because it's spring, a butterfly, a robin's nest, and I don't have an egg here because I have to attach the bead, which is going to be an egg. And here is the robin, the bird, which is stitched with petit stitch, because there are 4 birds. Each wall has a bird, and each bird is stitched with petit stitch, like 1/1. And there is a wreath. I would say it's a Easter wreath. I don't know, the color yellow and not purple, violet probably it's called. They always remember me of Easter colors. And here I need to attach a bell charm. And so finishing the spring, I said, why not stitching the summer, because it seems to me that it's not complicated. So here you see that there is a window, and by the way, the glass of the window is stitched with Kranic 032 blending filament, the thin one. And here I think it's foxgloves. I'm not sure if it's hollyhocks, the flowers. There is a water can here, green water can. This was the first one I stitched here. From the chart I couldn't understand what this is, and I like stitching it. Oh, this is a water can, this is so nice. And this thing, is it called a gazebo, this one, where you usually, and I think the gazebo has some roses which go over it. So when you have the white thing, which the construction, and if you plant flowers, they which you used to like go and like this, I'm not sure. There is a little bee, micro bee I would say, and the birdie, the little birdie which is here, it's a bluebird, and it's here also with petites. And I finished this one. So I wanted to stitch some roof, but actually I finished this one. I don't have here the beads because as I said, I need the robin bead in the nest, and I need some champagne beads, it's called. I chose something like which I thought that visually, which I visually chose from the pictures I have of the preview and the stitched design. I'm reminding you that I'm stitching this one from scratch because this was a limited edition for Silver Needle shop 10 years ago. And yeah, I have to stitch the roof and do the assembly because the mouse is already made from last year. It's stitched, it's put together, so everything is here. So I decided that I even took the other threads from the organizer which I had because I don't need them anymore. I left myself just the threads I need, and these are the threads I need. So apparently this one is needed to put everything together. You see it's the same color, and these three are going to be for the roof because the roof has just some ornaments on it which will come with these three colors. So little by little, as I stitched these two, I will continue stitching the roof, and probably I'm going to assemble it. Of course, I'm going to show you in my next videos whenever I'll have a part of this design stitched. I'll have a progress on this one. Of course, I'm going to show you so that you could see what I have done with this design. I don't set myself any deadlines for this one, so because I said that I'm going to finish it in summer. It was supposed to be finished in summer. Maybe I'll finish it in spring, but I'm not setting myself any deadlines. It will go as it will go, and I'll have free time, inspiration, motivation. I'm going to stitch this one. And the next project I want to start, so I said in one of my previous videos that I want to stitch it, but I haven't started it yet, and I'm going to film the video and start it. So this is Jim Shore, this is Sophie Sheep. I'm intending to stitch the three of the animals this style by Jim Shore, and you can see here the materials. The thing is that till the end I decided that I'm going to stitch on Jobeline, because last time when I was showing the materials in I don't remember which video, I was saying that I didn't have the Jobeline, the green Jobeline. It was traveling to me, but it hadn't reached me yet, but it's here. Look, this is so the color of the Jobeline and the color of the paper which is in the kit, they are not the same. They are not the same, but they are the same, how to say, family. They look okay. So I said that I'm going to stitch the three of them on Jobeline. So here for this one I chose, I think eggshell, it's called the shade. I'm not sure how the shade is called. This is how the paper, this is the color of the paper. You see, I know from Instagram, from the pictures from Instagram, that many stitchers who decide to change the paper on fabric, they change on ice blue Cashel by Zweigart, which is a perfect choice. In this case, this one is darker than Cashel, but anyway, it's beautiful. The button, so this one is from the old style and has the nice normal button as it should be according to the kit, the initial one. The beads, by the way, there are 7 colors of beads, but not a lot of beads, which is good, which is very good. I see petite as well. And the threads, you see. How I checked if it's okay with this fabric, I just looked at the threads, put them on the fabric. I saw that they look bright, they look nice. There aren't colors which would be the same color as the fabric, which means that everything is going to be okay. And yes, the final touch, which I also showed in one of my previous videos, that I have Sophie the sheep, the figurine, or how it's called, by Jim Shore, and these ones are going to be beautiful together, I think. So I'll start stitching, and of course you'll have the update on this design. And as I'm not very much into the stitching mood, yeah, it doesn't happen to me often, but there are moments when I don't feel like stitching much. I'm stitching a little, and then I don't have the wish. This is not bad. This proved to be even very good for me because I finished a few of my earlier stitched works, projects, designs. So in such a way, I'm going to show you what I have been finishing while I was like, I was unwilling to stitch. By the way, last year, I even had a challenge for myself. I tried to finish one design per month. I had this project of mine, and I started well, but I didn't keep it until the end of the year. Nevertheless, I finished pretty many designs, so I am content of what I have done. And even in the end of 23, I had a video where I showed what I have been finishing. And I said that this year I'm not going to set myself boundaries, like I have to finish one design per month. But still, when I'll have the inspiration, the willing, and the, I don't know, everything in myself, I am going to do this. And this happened, and it was pretty good, I would say. And what is more interesting is that everything I finished, I did with the materials I had at home. So I didn't go shopping for anything, which also was, how do I say, funny for me, because all the time when I want to finish something, I feel that I would need something else, I would need another shade, another, I don't know. Okay, so this is Just Nan Wild Wishes, I think it's called the design. It was stitched last year, if I'm not wrong. And I was like thinking how to finish it, because I was, how do I say, I was questioning myself if this one it would be okay to go in a pin cushion, but then I said that no, the charm is still, it's too big, and when it's going to be a pin cushion, this one is going to go like this. And like this time when I took out the stitched designs and I took out the frames or everything I had in stash, I just saw this frame. It was purchased also last year. Because I purchased it online and I didn't want this shade. I wanted something lighter, then that's why I purchased another one. But this one was in my stash, and I said, okay, I'll find something for it. It's plastic, it's cheap, okay, more or less cheap. It's not something expensive. But when I saw the design, I said, okay, I think this one is going to look okay. Because, you know, like the frame goes into the color of the fabric, and I think it doesn't take the... There are moments when cases when if the frame is extra, how to say, the color is different, it's very beautiful, it attracts the attention, and you are looking at the frame kind of, you are not looking at the stitching. This in this situation I thought that the frame and the color of the fabric, they come into one thing, and you pay attention to more, you pay more attention, or first attention you pay is the stitching. At least I thought so. Of course, this kind of framing gives me the possibility, whenever I will have the time, the money, and the opportunity to go to a how it's called, a professional framing studio and frame it professionally, because I can take it out, and of course it can be like framed into something else. But nevertheless, I had the frame, I had the wheel and the wish, and I finished it. This is how it looks like. So it can be hanged on the wall, it can be like put on the shelf. You know, I think in many of the cases of my the finishings I made by myself, I mean like the ones which are framed, of course, not the 3D Just Nan things, because those ones are forever. They're going to stay the same. I don't know what I feel like, because I have a lot of them. Anyway, I had the frame, you know, like, so far it's going to be like this. I'm happy, I'm contented. Let's see what happens next. This is how it looks. The next one I finished. This is Miss Kitty's Dragonflies. This is how the design is called. Also stitched last year, if I'm not wrong. And I also was questioning myself how to finish this one. To finish it in a pin cushion or something else. For a frame, I didn't want this one to be a frame. I don't know why I didn't want this one to be a frame. And also last year, I think, I had such a It's a basket, it's a wooden basket, purchased from TK Maxx, from the kitchen department. I have a lot of things, like the basket, big basket, where I put my pin cushions, I showed in one of my previous videos. What else? I don't remember what else I have from there, but I remember that all the time when I'm going, I'm looking for something valuable, interesting for stitching from that department. So I had this one, and when I saw it like there on the shelf, I thought that, oh, this one is going to be nice, so, because I can finish stitching here. So from the very beginning I thought about this idea, because at the moment I was stitching and finishing the shepherd's bush trays, you know, and I was under the impression of those finishings. I purchased it, but I haven't put anything in it. I said that, okay, I don't have anything I would like to put, like the time will come. And now when I pulled out this thing, I said, okay, let me check the measurements to see if it's equal, like it goes okay, it's too big or it's too little, because when it's too little also it's not okay. I measured it and I said, okay, this one can be nice, and I made kind of a pin keep. And when I put it there, I thought that the edges, they looked pretty, I don't know, not very... I felt that I needed something, and I found this pinkish, how it's called? It's not ribbon. And I just added it there. I like it. So this one is supposed to be beautiful like this, but more than that, when spring comes, when spring is here, to put some pin cushions. Yes, I know that they are going to cover, but anyway, it's beautiful. You can use it like this, or you can use it as a, how to say, working box. I don't know, I'll see. Anyway, I think this one is beautiful, and I think it's nice. It's already nice. And the last but not the least, again, it's just nan. Yeah, because I'm stitching a lot of nan, little nan, of course I have a lot of nan which is not finished. If you remember, in one of my videos I was showing these ones in purchased frames. They are 4x4, I think, and I said that when I purchased them I thought about these designs. The thing is that I have one in white, one in pink, one in ivory, and one in black. They were all of the colors, all of them which I could find in the shop. But I know for sure that, again, it's TK Maxx, I know for sure that they used to have these frames, and I said that I'm going to go to other shops and look if they have I would like one more in any of these three colors. I mean, in cream, white, or pink for this one, because I don't like black here. Black is going to rest for Halloween design. I think this one is going to be okay for a Halloween design, but for it I'm going to choose one of these colors because they are better. So, by the way, I'm not good at finishing the designs into frames. I'm not like doing them perfectly. I'm not doing them very, very right at the millimeter. I mean, like absolutely correctly, nicely. Nevertheless, I like the finishings in the frames. I think that it's cheaper to finish them at home in your own frames. That's why I'm doing it. So I'm far from perfectness, but I have a lot of willingness to do it. Yeah. So these designs are finished. I just put this one here because I thought that I finished it. The frame is here. This is this kind of frame, you see, which you pull like this. And I thought that I already have everything. Why not? So to put it here, to have like the frame busy and to have this one already inserted. But as I said, I'm going to look for another one. So yes, if you would take all of them like piece by piece, they are going to be 4, 5, 6. I have 6 designs finished, which is not bad. Come on, let me let me tell about myself that I am, which is not bad at all. And that's not everything, by the way, because I have one more project, which is going to be a new project for finishing. So, I was so when you don't have the willingness to stitch, you start looking in your stash, you start looking in your like boxes. At least this is my case. When I am very much into stitching, you know, I don't have time. I don't have time, and I don't have the desire like to spend an hour like looking for something in my boxes. But when you have the time, you already start looking. Okay, I had file, I would say, I don't know, box for files, yes, with charts which were gathered by me for designs which I cannot buy, something like this. And that one was for a long time ago, because I remember that a couple of years ago I cleaned those files, and I took out a lot which already I managed to buy the kits, you know, so on and so forth. Nevertheless, that file still was there, and I thought, what do I have in it? What charts I still have in it? What else do I need? Okay, and I started looking at the charts I have and deciding which I still keep, which I'm not keeping. And I found such packet which contains a stitched design. So this one has everything inside. It's just not finished. This is a Luca S. Postcard, yes. You remember that last time, like a few videos ago, I showed you bookmark by Luca S, and I said that previously I stitched one and I gave it as a present. I also had a number of these postcards by Luca S, and I remember stitching a few of them and giving them as a present to some of my friends, like years and years ago. But I didn't have any idea that I had one which is stitched and is not finished. Apparently I wanted this one for us, from me and my husband. I don't remember when I stitched it, by the way, so I think it's probably stitched in 2015, 2016, most probably, because for sure it's not 17. So this is the postcard. It's a swan, pair of swans with such a thing. So this is how it looks like. The swans are stitched. It's Aida, 18th count, with back stitch, with everything. So actually what I have to do, I have double tape here. I have to put it here, glue it with double tape. I have even one more part, because you're making a postcard. What else? I have the chart, as I used for stitching, the thread leftovers, which are enough for stitching more, by the way. And I have the materials which I need. This is the double tape. Apparently I have this one which I have to put it like here. From this one I have to make flower, a half flower, something like this. I have for like this. I have to make it here, and I have to add a button, this button, according to it's this button. Nevertheless, I have one more button here. I don't know why. At least I have everything I need for this one to finish, yes? And you know, when I saw it, I said, why this one stays unfinished? Because it's not a lot of things to be done till the end. Okay, it's not a lot of stitching, I do agree, but I remembered that I have such a frame which I purchased like last year, I think, for a design from Petite Gold collection from Dimensions, which you know that they are in centimeters. They are 13 on 18 centimeters, and the paper here was saying that it's 13 on 18. Apparently, yes, it's 13 on 18, but if you're considering from here everything, but this one is almost a centimeter, you see. And for the design I wanted, it was covering the design, and the design had a frame. It's from the Victorian lady, if you know it. And I was so disappointed then, because I liked so much the frame. It wasn't a cheap one. Okay, I purchased it for a very, very good discount. It's heavy, it's not plastic. And I liked it so much, and I was like, oh, it's so beautiful, I don't use it, I'm not using it. And I said, okay, it will come time and I'll find something. The time didn't come, by the way, but I thought that this one is stitched, this one is not used. Why not finishing this one with everything I need and making it not a postcard, but making it into a card? I don't know how to call it. Like, this one won't open. I'm going to glue so that it won't open. I'm going to finish it as the preview says. I'm going to think about the background here, because it won't go on the cardboard it has, and I'm going to stick it here, so, and finish it here, and I think it's going to look beautiful. So and it will have a life. I don't know how short, how long this life is going to be, because it will come a moment when this frame is going to have another design. But why not having this one so far and feel nice that I'm sure it won't take a lot of time, but I'm going to make a beautiful thing. So this is my next finishing project. When I'm going to finish it, of course, I'm going to show you. Oh, come on, don't run. Of course, I'm going to show you what I have done with this one. Yeah, so my finishing work is going pretty well. And I'm going to show you probably something which you haven't seen a lot of times, not in my video, but a lot of times in anybody's video. I purchased a cross stitch, a ready finished cross stitch. Yes, me, a cross stitcher who is stitching a lot, I purchased a cross stitch. Let me tell you why, and let me tell you the circumstances. So I used to go to charity shops whenever I passed near them, because you know that I am fond of bone china. Sometimes you can find even cross-stitch kits, because there were like cases when I saw and even bought some cross-stitch kits. And I'm also looking in the department with frames, you know, because there are moments when you can find for a very good price, you can find a good quality, not scratched, not damaged frame, you know. And it was a charity shop, and I was looking at the frames in the frame section department. And when I was looking there to see what they had, my attention was caught by the fact that in one of the frames there was a stitching. Yes, this stitching, this is Lanarte, Millennium, I don't remember exactly how it's called. So the humankind successes, or I don't know how to call, throughout the past century. And I know about this kit. I know that this kit wasn't reprinted by Lanarte. At least I don't know now. I'm not a Lanarte stitcher, but I know that this one used to be rare to find. It used to be expensive. I mean, the kit where you have the fabric and you have the chart and you have the floss, because here is just the MC floss, nothing else. And I remember that only the kit was expensive. And here, seeing the finished one in a frame, and the price was £3, you know. The frame was not good. The frame is not here because the moment I came home, I just took it out of that frame and threw it away, because the frame was in bad condition. I couldn't reuse it. But the stitching is good, and I bought it because out of respect for the lady who stitched it, honestly. I think it was a lady, maybe it was a gentleman, because I'm a stitcher, and I know how much work it goes in stitching, how much time, how much soul you put, you know. And I thought that I'm going to keep it, I'm going to make it, I'm going to take care of it. Now at the moment I'm not reframing it, because I don't have the proper space to put it on a wall, you know. But maybe in time I'm going even to finish it in a proper frame, so that it would be there, because it's a huge work which was made here. It's a very good stitch, I would say. Yeah, there are some moments when you have to pay. For example, this letter M, it's not broken, but it's from the besides you have to pull the thread. But look at the back stitch here on the musical notes, on the Eiffel Tower. Everything is back stitch, people. Back stitch. You know how this one goes on. The Da Vinci, Vitruvian Man, Mozart. And the fabric, it's even with, but this one is specially customized, colored even with the print, which was discovered, the radio, the gramophone, the camera. I was wanted to say photo machine, the camera. Einstein. Look here at the back stitch, which is here in the formulas. DNA, the formula E. This one is backstitch. This one is backstitch. Great. So yes, I was like, it's a first in my life, you know. It's the first time I'm seeing such a big stitching. So it's cross stitch, because I saw, but this was not like being sold, you know, like embroidered, but cross stitch, and something which a brand which I know. I have never seen something for selling. They were selling the frame, not the it was not paid attention what was inside the frame. But for me it was shocking, the fact that this was inside the frame, and this is a huge work which was done. So yes, I purchased a ready finished cross stitch. If you had such experiences, please write in the comments. If you were in my place, what would you have done? Would you have bought it, or would you have left it? Because, for example, a lot of my husband's reaction was, but you are stitching, why you bought again stitching? You could have stitched your own. I said, yes, of course, yes, no problem. But I respect the person who has done such a great work. So I kind of feel that I saved this stitching, because at least in my lifetime I'm not going to throw it away, and I'm not going to make I don't know, something bad of it. So I'm going to keep it out of respect. So yes, it happened. I purchased a ready stitched design, and Sophie Sheep is stitched and even finished in a frame. Yes, this is how it looks like. It was a quick, nice stitch, because as you can see from the preview itself, it's not a lot of stitches. Even the I mean, like the threads, the beads, yes, there are like petites, but they are being stitched quickly, you see, and it looks nice. And I like very much how it looks like, comparing it with the original one. I would say pretty nice, pretty nice. This is how it looks like. Even her quilt, you see the basket. What I liked very much is the basket she has on the quilt, you see, with the tulips. This one, I mean, very nicely made. Very as far as I could understand, so here the copy was made according to just the ship itself, because the frame, which is round, probably Mill Hill thought about this one. I think so. I'm not sure, but I think that Mill Hill thought about this one, how to make it. See? I think so. Nice, really nice. And of course I'll go to stitch the second one. And I have already started the next design by Jim Shore from this Farm Animals. This is Clarissa cow. Yes, this one. So it's on this kind of yellowish jobelline. The thing is that when I started stitching it, I had the feeling that the cross stitches are a little bit bigger, and when I measured them, yes, they are a little bit bigger. I don't know why, because this one was stated as 28 count jobelline. It's not a big tragedy, because only the thing is, when I'm going to finish it, you know, like this space is going to be like smaller. I hope it's going to be okay. I measured it, it seems to be okay. And so far this is going to be my only new project I have. I'm getting ready for some new projects. About these new projects, of course, you're going to find out in one of my next videos. Until then, bye bye.